Hello, YouTube. Prof Sales. Prof Sales coming at you. What's up, everybody? Coming at you from a different location. Let me check my sound here and see how it is. Oh, we don't need that. That was the that was the commercial. Just want to see how the sound is. That was a All right, so we are on and live. Hopefully you can hear me all right. What's up, Darren? Sound is great. Give the room a moment for everybody to come on in. It's going to let somebody know on Instagram that I was on because they asked when I was coming on. So I will respond. Hopefully they get it. How you doing, Darren? How's your Saturday? Oh, thanks for the like, man. Appreciate it. Hey guys, it is I don't know what part of the country you're in, but man, it started raining here this morning about 10 a.m. and it hasn't stopped. It has rained all day long. Not real hard, but just that tropical kind of rain you get from a storm. And it's kind of chilly too. It's about 70, but I guess with the rain and there's a little bit of wind, you know, nothing major, but it's just been kind of a chilly, blustery sort of day and just dark. Hey, Karin.
You said I could smell him.
Oh, it's right here. Right there.
Hi, everybody.
There's Karin.
Hi, Darren.
There's about 8 people in the room, so I don't know who all is in here yet, but
Hi, 8 people. I have to go take more pictures now.
you got work to do.
Gratuitous.
Darren says, I'm in Louisiana. It's raining every day for the last 3 weeks. Yeah, Darren, I think in Louisiana you got us beat. So anyway, what's up, Rescued Relics? Good to see you. Hang on one second, guys. You work her hard. Yep. I mean, you know, she's now, you know, jobless, so we got to keep her busy. Actually, she's been taking pictures all day, guys. How many pictures have you taken today, Karin?
Oh, today?
Yeah.
Only 24 today.
So she's taken pictures of today, and how many was yesterday?
30.
Yesterday was 30. So she's been killing it. 54 pair of jeans in about 24 hours, basically.
Well, and explain that we don't just do it nonstop. It's like we take breaks.
Yeah. Yeah, and we were taking lots of breaks. Actually, we had errands to run and things to go do, and no, but so anyway, wow, she will be opening her own eBay store soon. Yeah, we hope so. She's been talking about that, like what she wants to sell, because we don't want it to be jeans, obviously. But I don't know what she's going to do, but she's definitely been giving that some thought, and that's definitely in the works. Along those lines, I signed up for Inkfrog. You guys know about Inkfrog. It's a listing service. I bought a month. I don't know. I was a little disappointed when I went to list on it today, and I went to the mobile, and I created a master profile, and I was all ready to go. And then I realized you can't pull the pictures straight from your iPad into the web page onto the listing. You got to put them in Dropbox or upload them some other way and then pull them in. And I'm like, really? That's kind of crappy, you know? We've had major picture issues today. I had a label. I had the Dymo. Man, I mean, you guys have probably seen these printers, these Dymo 450 printers, and they're great. Don't get me wrong. But I got a label stuck in here today, and it didn't just get stuck. It adhesed to the roller. You could not pull it out. I had to take the front off. I had to pull this other part out. I had to pull like 3 parts out. I finally gently pulled out the label, but the adhesive was still in the label roller. So they provide you with a cleaning pad. It's like a business card, but it's soaked in, like, I don't know, rubbing alcohol or something like that. And you run it through a few times, and it did clean. It was fine. But man, it was like a 20-minute process to get that thing out of there. It was a pain in the butt because it just stuck, and you couldn't. There's a little metal bracket in there that the labels slide over. And you cannot get it out. It was really a pain. If you've ever had a Dymo label printer, that's going to happen to you from what I've read. So remember to clean it. In Dymo's defense, I never actually cleaned it. Lesson learned. So now I'm going to take a little more time to make sure I clean that. Wolf says, Karin, how many pics was your average when you were working full time?
Oh, I only did like 10 a night.
She would do maybe 10 a night, and not even every night, just as needed. So it's a lot lower. The other thing that we did today, I taught Karin how to list on eBay. So we went in, we walked through the whole process. She took notes. She listed a few pair of jeans, and it was great. So now she knows how to do it. And, you know, she actually came up with one little improvement on the way I did it that makes it a little bit faster, makes sense. So that was great. It was just a little thing, but you know what? It makes a difference. So that was great. Darren says Inkfrog sounds interesting. Inkfrog is, it's been around a long time as a listing app. I don't know all of its background other than I do know it has been around forever. But qualities, like the fact that you can create a shipping profile, a listing profile, a return profile, a refund profile, put all those under one big profile, and then every time you create a listing, you just pull it up. So you never have to go in and set those again. You don't have to do anything different. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. That saves you time. And you can just go in and create your heading and put in your photos, and you're good. Especially when you're selling something in mass volume like we are with jeans. But I don't like that it doesn't seem like it's very compatible with mobile devices. And I got to tell you guys, we have had a time with pictures lately. We've tried a couple of different apps. We wanted, at one point we thought, well, maybe we can drop from the iPad or the iPhone to the Mac Air, but it turns out that's not that easy to do, even though they're both Apple products. AirDrop does not work well between MacBooks and Mac Airs and iPhones and iPads, apparently. There's some sort of conflict there. It's something to do with the way the network gets set up. So we eventually just went back to doing the photo sharing, the photo stream, turning all that crap on. But we had the issue that sometimes the pictures double. So she will share photos with me through Apple's Photo Share. I will get them. I will download them on my iPad because I found that it's easier to manipulate them, and eBay sometimes doesn't see them if I leave them in the shared folder. So I actually go ahead and save them to my iPad, but then sometimes it doubles them all. And then sometimes they don't come through. I mean, this morning I was about ready just to throw it all out the window. But she was ready to throw me out the window, which that might have helped. That might have helped. But anyway, Yvonne says, hey, girl. I'm assuming that's to you, Karin.
Hey, Yvonne.
She says, hey, Yvonne. Darren says, I've listed on 3 platforms, eBay, Let Go, and OfferUp. Copy and paste description, upload photos from my photo gallery. Yeah, that's cool. Yvonne says she should. I think she meant throw me out the window. What's that all about? But yeah, I mean, and that's the cool thing about Inkfrog too. You can list on more than one platform. You can create staff accounts if you have an employee or somebody working for you. You can list to different stores out of one app. I mean, there's lots of advantages. Don't get me wrong, but you can do templates, of course, if you still want to do those. I don't know that those are really that great anymore with so many sales happening on mobile apps. But you know, it's a good app, but I don't know if it's going to work for us. So this may be my first and only month really paying for it. But I do like it. I just wish it had a little more functionality. I need to write my own app, and unfortunately, I don't know how to do that. So that's not going to happen. Darren says, hey, how's Karin's kid holding up with that job?
That's a great question. You can tell the story.
Yeah, so he worked one day, and they were supposed to have him back, and they had some issue. They were supposed to have him back, and they had some issue. So he thought he wasn't going to have the job anymore. But now apparently they want him to work at their restaurant as like a busboy or something, which is great in the sense that if they'll employ him and put him to work, it's great. Have to get a ride to that one. He can't walk to there. It's too far. And yeah, she's pointing at me.
Well, both of us. That's how he'll get there. Right?
Yeah, I'm like, you're home too now. Hello.
I know. I said both.
But so yeah, he's probably going to be working at that other one, which is a good, I don't know. It's probably like 5 miles from here, maybe 4 miles, 3.5. Yeah, he can't walk or get there easily. Darren says, give him a bike. Yeah. Charlotte is not the most bike-friendly city in the world, Darren, and he does have a bike, but it's not really feasible he could get there. I mean, he has to cross, you know, some major roads, and it would just be really dangerous. You know, and he's a smart kid and responsible, but it would still be really dangerous. It'd be dangerous for an adult to do it too. So working there, we'll probably have to give him rides. Whatever, you know, we'll figure it out. All right, let's see who else is in the room. Wave Lucci says, hey, Wave, what's up? 12 people watching. That's pretty good for a Friday night. I'm not going to be on too long because I know some other shows will come on tonight. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. It's a late update, but that's when the day happened. We've been busy today doing other things. I found 3 more of my shelving units. I don't have them in here, but the 5 tiered ones that I really like that hold the most, that hold 180 pair of jeans. I found 3 more, and they were on sale at Lowe's for $30 a piece, which I think that's the best price I've gotten on them. They're normally $40. So yeah, we'll see about that. Jen says, hi, Prof and Karin. Hey, Jen. Susanna says hello. Hey, Susanna. Yeah, that's a song, right? Oh, that's old Susanna. Sorry. Okay, not you, Susanna, the song. All right. Darren says Chad used to be on Fridays, but I think he moved his show to Mondays. No, he hasn't moved it, Darren. I talked to him the other day. He just was wanting to do a couple Mondays in a row, but he'll be, I think he's normally on Friday. I think he's on tonight. I think Ronnie's show is Tuesday, which Chad's usually on. So anyway, Yvonne says Inkfrog isn't active content. I'm not sure, Yvonne. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still just kind of learning it, but import photos straight from my camera roll or my photo library. That's like a deal breaker. You know, because we use Apple products to take the photos, and we use an Apple product to list. So ideally, it would be nice if we could just keep it all within Apple. And this idea that I've got to go to a third-party app, load everything to there, then pull it down somewhere else, saves me any time. And it certainly doesn't save me any aggravation. It's more aggravating. So I'm not sure Inkfrog is a solution for me. The mobile app would be great. The mobile app would be golden for me if they would just add you field on the mobile app. If they did that, I'm good to go. You know, because that's the only thing I have to switch back over to the desktop version of eBay. And basically what I do is I make the listing, and right after I do it, I refresh my active listings on the eBay on my PC or my laptop, and then I just put in the seller SKU. Then I'm done. And I also record that in my sheet for my inventory sheet, but otherwise that's it. So if eBay would do that one change, I'm golden. It would be so easy. Then I could just go in after I've done all my listings for that period of time and just copy them into my spreadsheet, and I'm good to go. No biggie. Hunter says, Professor. What's up, Hunter? I bought 1,000 unit of toys from a Walmart today. Oh, man. That's awesome, Hunter. I'm assuming these were clearance or something. So what are you thinking here? Amazon, or are they multi-quantities you could do on eBay, or what are you thinking? eBay listings are supposed to be more visible on Google search. Yeah, let's hope. Of course, you wonder with 30-day listings if that'll happen or not. I did start a sale today too, guys, by the way. Hopefully you guys are running a sale. I think that's probably a good idea. I went in and took a lot of my older items, and I just made them 10% off. Nothing crazy, but I think I listed about 125 items in my sale at 10% off through like 11:30 Monday night, Labor Day night. So, and that's the Pacific Coast time, because you want to catch all the people over there on the West Coast. Hunter says clearance FBA for Christmas, going to hold 100 for other platforms. Nice. Paid 25 cents each. They were clearance for $1 and filled up my cart. Wow. Should get $5 a pop and sell 600 during Christmas. Nice. That's just easy money, right, Hunter? Easy money. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Nice score there. All right. So in the essence of keeping this in a reasonable amount of time, I'm going to share with you yesterday's results and show you how I've did. So let me go share my screen here. All right, yesterday was September 1st. So I had 4 jean sales yesterday. As you can see here, we bought 22 and spent $324. $97.50 on the day. So about what I've been running. Estimated net was about $39.73. So nothing huge. $9.93 net per jean. 64.64% sell through, which is a little below what my average is so far. I found 7.3 per pair per store yesterday, which was good. So let's go to jeans by month. Not a lot to show here yet, guys, because we just started the month. I mean, you know, give me a break. So there's September. Listings are up to 622 average already, which is already up from August's 597, right? Because we're starting the month with more listings. I just crept over 700 total today. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Our net margin is 39% on this challenge to date with, 585 average listing spent, gross, shipping costs, COGS, and net. Sell-through has been 32%. Which is great, but this is kind of a weird stat right now, and I don't know how I'm going to really figure that any differently. Sell to list is 63. That needs to be higher. So we'll see how that goes. So, all right. Quick, and let's see. Darren says he ran a sale over the weekend, but only pushed a few sales. I think I'm going to inch my prices down each week. Yeah, Darren, you know, you can run I'm assuming you have a store, but run a sale that has, you know, try 20% off. I mean, it's a big percentage, I know, and maybe you want to only do it on certain things, but it's a good amount, and people kind of respond to that. Like, they think they're really getting a deal. I think at 20%, 10% might not be high enough, but Tasty, how you doing? Hello, hello. Darren says, Karin, helping you should get you to 1,000 listing goal quicker. Yep. What are you saying?
I'm just
Oh, she's looking at me. Sorry. We changed rooms tonight just to change it up a little bit. The lighting's not as good. And this is actually the kitchen and our kitchen table, which we never use to really do anything on, actually. We don't eat here. We haven't used this in months. Now I think about it. I don't know why we have a kitchen table. This could become a space for jeans right here. No, it's not going to become a space for jeans. It's not going to become a space for jeans. How are the books you did going? That's a great question, Hunter. Let me check on them real quick. I'm going to pull that up over in my inventory labs. If you give me just a moment, I will tell you, because I had it tracked as you know, a certain supplier over in inventory labs. And if I can get Firefox to come up. Right, this is coming up. Let's see what we got here. So Hunter was asking me about the books, how I was doing with those. I opened up 2 Firefoxes. I just need one, please. Just one. So let's see here while that loads up. Vaughn says, I take pics with my iPhone 6. Everything goes to my cloud, which is shared with my Windows 10 PC and my iPad. Yeah, I've got an older iPad, Yvonne. It's an iPad 3, and I think that could be part of the issue. I think I'm having some issues with that too. So maybe I'm a little, you know. Hang on one second. I'm looking up the books because Hunter had asked a question about them, and I actually haven't looked in probably a month or two to kind of see. I know they've been selling. Pull up Supplier Profitability. Let's see what we got here. I want to do advanced search because I want to do. Hunter, you were asking about the books that I had. Now, this is not including about $60 worth I sold to a teacher, and it's not including the ones I still have in the garage, which I haven't sold yet. But to give you an idea, I have sold 135 of them on Amazon for a total revenue of $1,304 and a profit of $645. I still have 125 left on Amazon. So I've sold more than half, a little bit more than half at this point. I guess at 260 total, I've sold 135. So, you know, theoretically, I could see around the same profit for the remaining ones if they all sell through eventually. So, you know, I'd set a profit around $1,200 or so, and that's about what it looks like it's going to be. Let's see. Let me scroll up. Some people asked some questions. I missed them. Sorry about that. Let's see. Leisure Picker said, overly concerned about your sell-through rate, or is that just good business sense? I'm not concerned about it at all, Leisure. I just like to keep an eye on it and see what it is. If it's not high enough, then, you know, if it's not what I've historically seen, then I need to consider my pricing, the brands I'm buying, things like that. But it is what it is. I don't have any control over it. I'm really curious to see if it increases in the fall. It's colder weather. That's what I'm really interested to see. And again, I don't have any control over it other than reactive to it, you know, to some degree. If you look at it and say, I need to adjust, or look, I need to adjust, but you can over adjust and drive yourself nuts trying to figure it out. But I am curious what it'll be. A good sell-through could mean a person's underpricing. Yeah, Susanna's exactly right. You could be pricing too low. Like if your sell-through rate was 80% over the course of a month, I mean, you're probably leaving a little money on the table. Now, maybe you're okay with that. But jeans aren't such a hot item that you're normally going to sell 80%. If you started with 100 at the beginning of the month, you're not normally going to have just 20 left. So, Mark does have a higher sell-through rate than me, but he is buying a little bit lower price jeans and selling jeans with a lower price point to start with. So, do you think by sticking on a niche, i.e. jeans, helps keep consistent sales versus variety listings? Darren? That's a great question. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I got to think about that. Consistent sales versus variety. The variety listings are great. Don't get me wrong. But the problem I have with it is understand the market as well, depending on what if you're selling a wide range of items, if you're going wide but not very deep, so to speak, you maybe don't understand the market as well. You don't understand pricing as well. You don't understand certain designs and what people want. So I think you could hurt yourself there a little bit. Not that you won't make money. It's just that you could be hurting your profit some, but I don't know. A great question though. I never even consider it. I got to think about it. Hunter says, yeah, 1,200 nice. Will be clean for Christmas. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there, Hunter. I mean, I knew I would have them for a while. I figured I would have most of them. I figured I'd sell most of them within a year. And, you got to find the right seller. When you've got a book that's like a 3 million rank, so maybe one sells, I'm just throwing it out there, one sells every month, and you're one of 8 sellers, it could be a while before you sell that book. So it's just the way it is. But what's up, Urban Garage? 18 people watching. Thanks, guys, for that. Appreciate it. Susanna says a niche is easier to source for, and you get to knowing your niche really well. Yeah, I agree with that, Susanna. That's kind of why I picked one. And there's nothing magical about jeans. You could pick any niche you wanted, honestly. But I think if you do sell in a niche, you increase your chance of being an efficient seller. And you get much better at sourcing it. You get better at listing. You get better at sell-through rates. Whereas if you go in a wide range, you're never going to get that good at any one area. You may be good in selling in general. We've talked about this a million times, guys. If you want to sell one-offs, just random items, like let's say I want to sell this pen, and then I want to sell this cup, and I also want to sell iPhones. 3 completely different items. I've got to learn, well, what's the market for red cups? Not red solo cup, but a red cup. What's the market for a profile pen? What's the market for iPhones? What do people expect from them? What are the specs? How do I need to price them? How can I source them? Where can I get them? How many should I list at a time? So many questions, and those questions are fun to ask and answer, but they take time and they take a lot of knowledge. That's why I prefer the focused approach. Even if you choose a focus, I think in a certain niche and then you don't like it or it doesn't work out for you, you've learned something. You've learned you've learned how to do it better. And, I don't know, but it's not right or wrong. And I don't begrudge anybody who does this sort of scattershot approach. I just think that, for most people starting out, they would do better to focus in an area or 2, maybe 2, but when you go wide like that, I know Chad would say, hey, learn to never walk by money, but that requires you to be an expert in so many things, or at least do research. It's like, how much time do you spend researching this when you could sell these and make a tremendous amount of money on them? Now, granted, the margin on these sucks, and the margin on this is probably high. But if you don't know anything about selling these, but you've learned everything about selling these, why not go after what you know and you can learn and figure out, rather than trying to figure out what to do on this one and what to do on this one and what to do on this one? I mean, to me, it just makes sense. I just don't think you can be an expert in everything. And I think the most successful companies in the world, they understand their niche very, very well. They understand their brand. They understand their customers. They understand the expectations. And they don't get too far out of that. And when they do, they get punished for it. It blows up in their face so often. Imagine if Apple tomorrow said, we think we're gonna open a line of grocery stores. which is kind of funny given their name is Apple, right? Apples are in grocery stores, but Apple's got deep pockets. They could certainly afford to do it, but man, the learning curve would be huge. And there's already a lot of competition in the grocery market that they would have to break into and grab market share. And it's not their business. It's nothing like their business, you know? So they stay in their niche. They stay in their product range. They stay with their brand and their type of customer and their expectation. It's kind of like when you try to become a jack of all trades and a master of none. I don't think that really, I don't know. I get the whole, it's cool. I also think you get like this thing where you end up, you know, think about it this way. Think about if you walked into a yard sale and there was an iPhone there that you could buy for $10 and sell. But then there's 50 items that suck. It might be worth it just for the iPhone, but there's 49 other items. Now what if I told you there was 10 iPhones there and 40 other items that you didn't know anything about? You would probably just buy the iPhones and leave. You don't need to go get the other ones. That's my point. You can get what you need in your niche, take it and run with it and be profitable and make money and have a successful business. And you don't need to learn everything about everything. But all right, rant over. It's Friday night. What worked for Chad does not necessarily work for other people. Agreed, Susanna. Chad's been doing it a long, long time, and he can look at an item and know that it's probably worth something pretty quickly, or not worth something. Knowing that something's not worth something is just as important as knowing it's worth something, because then you know to not fool with it. You don't have to spend more time on it. Yvonne says, have you charged your sales by brand so we can also know? I've started figuring out how to do that, Yvonne. But I'm not going to be able to provide you information on that quite yet. And I don't even know how useful it will be anyway. I can provide information with my sales and my inventory and my time. But Car and I were talking about today, it's like, say you knew Levi's sold for this amount and they had this sell-through rate over a 30-day period. Great, but man, there's a lot of different types of Levi's. I told somebody, just go buy Levi's, you'll be fine. But there'd be lots of Levi's you'd pick up for, you know, $5 or $7 or $8. They might only sell for 12. Not really a lot of profit there. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to go in and track that sort of info. I know I can pull stuff out using statements and so on, and I could pull out all kinds of things if I wanted to, all kinds of minutia, but I don't know that it's worth it. I think it's probably not worth it. Give it a year or so, Prof, and you'll change your tune. You'll see. At least I sell plenty of other things. I mean, I have sold other things, you know, and I've got, you know, but man, I'm just not a picker. I'll just say it like that. I'm not a picker. I'm not somebody who's going to go and rummage through somebody's house or garage or estate and just be satisfied doing that. I mean, I know you can find it and you can make good money on it. And I have bought plenty of things in those opportunities and made good money on it. I mean, if you look at, I was looking at for estate sales, you know, I've only bought about 5 items at estate sales this year and made a 932% return on investment, which is great. Craigslist, I've made about an 804% return on investment, but it's not huge money. It's just a few niche items that I happen to get lucky and find, and I couldn't find enough of them to really sustain a business. So my fear is complacency with a niche will limit income. It doesn't limit it for Apple. It doesn't limit it for Microsoft. It doesn't limit it for, oh gosh, I mean, there's just so many companies. It doesn't limit it for a car manufacturer. I mean, it's what you make of it, Darren. Niche, nice. Ask who your target market is, then go for it. Mine is people who wear jeans on eBay, which is a big market. Not sure leisure because Prof is a tad OCD, so being uber niche might be right for him. Then let Karn pick another. Ah, there we go. A nod of approval. I think, or that might have been some other look. I'm not sure.
Well, and you can talk about how we talked about being a personal shopper. You can use my example.
Yes, Karin gave the example that when people ask what we do now, we're going to tell them we're personal shoppers. And I would add to that, we're personal shoppers for people we will never meet.
Elaborate on my point.
But her point is, if you liked to wear jeans, let's just take the jeans example, and you liked 7 for All Mankind jeans, but you didn't have time to go out and find your size 30s, A pockets. Well, we're out there finding those things for you. We're doing the work for you. And maybe you don't have them in your area anyway. And maybe you don't feel like paying $90 for them brand new or $100, whatever they are. So anyway, we're personal shoppers for people we'll never meet. You should do a show on Levi's. I know, right? As I kind of pull out some stats and so on, maybe I will, Barbie. I'm not sure, but I don't know.
We could do a show in Levi's.
What?
We could do a show in.
Karin said we could do a show in Levi's. I don't even know what that means exactly, but it was pretty funny when she said it. I started laughing. That's true. You are shopping for other people. The customers are paying for the service. Yes, that is what they're paying for, Darren. They're paying us profit because we're going out and finding for them. That's no different than you expect to make a profit off of you because they've contracted with wholesalers and distributors of products, put them all together in a store for you, and you're able to go there and get them. And they've provided this nice building and lights. That's what you're paying for. That's exactly what you're paying for. So you don't have to go do it yourself. The internet just levels that playing field a little bit, lets the little guy compete a little more on a little more level playing field than he can with, a big box store. Relic says, do you think you should choose your niche by what's available in your area? If not, how? To start, Relics. I do. And the reason is because you're going to know your area. Karin and I were talking about that the other day. We talked about what if we move from this area? Man, it's going to suck. It's going to suck to learn it all over again, to figure out an area, what they have, what they don't have. And we can do it. But I think to somebody brand new coming in, see what your area has. See what it has in terms of the types of sourcing you can do, whether it's retail arbitrage, whether it's thrift stores, whether it's garage sales, and what you can find. And I would absolutely start with that. I would look for some niches within the types of sourcing you can do in your area. Absolutely, I would do that. I don't think there's any reason to drive far away unless you just live in the middle of nowhere and there's just nothing around you. Then maybe you need to think about getting stuff off the internet or going to somewhere a little further away. Stephen, what's that guy's name? Stephen Peterson had a podcast on a lady who does a really big eBay business, or maybe it's Amazon actually. I think she does like patterns or yarn or something like that. And she lives in like somewhere in southeastern or western Wyoming. It's like hours from the nearest big city. And she's done it for many, many years. And she did used to have a store, but not anymore. Like she lives in a tiny town. But she's able to find suppliers for her goods and what she sells and have them shipped to her, and then she resells them. So in her case, she can because she has nothing around her. But
well, we also talked about starting with your passion too.
Well, you talked about what?
You should start with what you're passionate about.
Oh yeah, Karin says too, and start with what you're passionate about. And if that ties in with what's in your area, absolutely. You connect those two together and you've got a better chance for success, in my opinion. What's the #1 Levi brand, not including Silver Tab, Selvage, Biggie? Yeah, 501s are great. I agree with Susanna there. I would say probably 501s. 2 super lows are pretty popular too, but they're not going to bring, excuse me, they're not going to bring the money that 501s usually will. 501s will go for a little bit better price, but the 2 super lows can be good too. Let's see. I almost bought a pair of women's Lucky brand, but they only sell for $15. Yeah, that's a problem, Darren. Lucky is a great brand, but it's just not. You're not going to make a lot of money off of it, and it seems like it's gotten maybe a little saturated lately, or the price has been a little suppressed. Probably from the summer, people are dumping inventory. you know, to some degree. Even some of the bigger sellers on eBay, I would bet, that are getting ready to go in, that have starting to go in their fall lines, are probably dumping some of their older stuff. So it's kind of pushing down prices a little bit. But honestly, my prices haven't been hurt too much, really. But I've heard that from other sellers. They have a 17% sell through with $17 median price. Sounds about right to me, Fred. I don't have a number on my stats, but that sounds about right. See a lot of hip hop brands, but they're so heavy. If they'll fit in a padded flat rate or even just a flat rate, you're going to ship them for about $6. Depends the year the 501s were made, that determines their value. Yeah, really older 501s can be really valuable, but and older Levi's in general can be really valuable. But you know, it's like anything else. You just gotta do a little bit of research into it. I don't know. I don't really find that many 501s, to be honest with you guys. I find a lot of Levi's, but not a lot of 501s. I think people hang on to them or snap them up when they hit the thrift stores and so on. So anyway, listen, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I really appreciate you guys coming on. If you're watching this video later, as always, you know, leave me a comment down below and hit the like button, please, if you wouldn't mind. Lets me know that I'm doing a good job, and I appreciate the chat and this community. And a rainy Friday night here in Charlotte. There's Carmen.
I'm here to say goodnight.
You gotta say it louder.
I'm here to say goodnight. Was that louder enough?
That was louder. There's no doubt about that being louder. And, you know, consider subscribing, guys, if you like the show and so on. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I love the community. I don't know if I'll be back on till Monday, potentially. We'll see. Might try to jump back on Sunday night, but I got my weekend commitments, so it's going to be tough to get on between now and then, but I will do my best. All right, guys, so take care. Hope you have a great sales weekend. And as always, it's Prof Sales saying good sales to you.
Good sales to you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.